What's up, guys? Today was not a regular vlog day. Today I'm going to do something a little different for you guys. Let's just say Chef Pablo Gaines is back. Alright guys, so basically I'm here at Albertsons and I'm just going to pick up a couple things, and I want to show you guys a cool little recipe that you guys can do since I know summer's coming up. And for all you guys who are shredding down just like I am, I want you guys to be able to enjoy food with your friends when you go out to the beach, when you go out to, cookouts and stuff like that. Maybe you can make this yourself, or maybe you can tell them to make it for you, just so that way it's a little bit more macro friendly. I have saved a couple of my macros for today, so that way I can actually enjoy this, not just make it. But I'm going to give you guys the whole breakdown of what's going to go on today. I'm going to give you guys the breakdown of what I bought and how many macros, fats, carbs, protein, and hopefully even fiber, how much this entire meal has. And if you need to make different variations for your eating habits, if you're like a vegan or vegetarian, then sorry guys, this is not going to be for you guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna go inside, pick up some things, and then I'll see you guys at home and show you guys what I got. Let's go. All the ingredients right behind me by the coffee maker. Now, just by glancing at it, if you can't figure out what we're gonna make today, then let me just go ahead and tell you. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and make a macro-friendly burger, I guess, and the sides as well. So here are all the ingredients that I got. Some of them are going to be used minimally, and then some of them I have some ingredients in the refrigerator that I'm gonna go ahead and use also to prep. So this is basically what I got. So as you can see here, I have some sesame seeds buns, some romaine lettuce, some pepperoni. I'll show you guys what we're going to do with that. Also got some single skim milk. I didn't realize they were fat-free until I bought it, but normally fat-free products are not great tasting, but we'll see what we can do with this. And then we got the beef patties here, 96% lean, 4% fat. Then I also got some yellow mustard. This is going to be used to prep there, and it has some jalapeno in it because I want some kick. Then I got some Greek yogurt dressing for the romaine lettuce, some ketchup also because I didn't have any, but also that's going to go somewhere around here because it's going to go on this right here, on some potatoes with some 3 cheese flavoring on top. Those are all the ingredients that I bought today. Basically everything costs about roughly around $30. Now, it normally shouldn't cost that much, but since there are about 4 patties and there's a lot of food there, I could probably have, and the condiments as well, I didn't have any of these. Normally, if you do buy it or make it at home whenever you make these burgers, they are going to be a little bit cheaper. So let's get started. The first step that we're going to do is prep the meat. So we're going to go ahead and take out the meat from its beautiful package. And even though the patties are a little broken now, I'm going to go ahead and throw it in a big bowl. Now, once you pick a big bowl, go ahead and drop the items that you're going to prep it with. And what I'm going to do is basically keep it very, very simple. I'm going to go ahead and use these. This, I don't know, I can never say this. Worcestershire sauce, Lea & Perrins, right there. I'm going to use 3 servings of this, which is going to be 15 milliliters, and then I'm going to use 1 serving of the mustard to go on that. I'm just going to mix it all together, and then we're going to go ahead and throw it on the pan. The next step is to prep this. I'm just going to go ahead and drop a little bit of the cooking spray that I got last time I went to Albertsons, and basically I'm just going to spray the pan down. Nice and easy. And while I throw these patties on there, I'm gonna go ahead and add on some salt and some black pepper on both sides. So I'm gonna let one side cook a little bit, get nice and brown, and then I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the process until they're nice and cooked on the inside. All right, so here we go. So there we go. We have one patty right there cooking up. I'm doing them separately because I want them cooked well and evenly. All right, so while the patties are cooking up, we're gonna go ahead and prep the potatoes. Now I got these just because I like actually small potatoes, and since French fries are something that you can actually grab with your hands, I wanted something a little bit more easier to cook. Even though this is a macro-friendly burger, we do want to save some time in the kitchen, so this is going to help a lot. Now, the instructions say to throw this in the microwave. I'm not going to do that just because I want to have them a little roasty, actually like French fries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw them in the toaster. Now I have the toaster broiling, kind of like an oven, and so what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to grab these, put them all, or well, half a serving, in the aluminum foil. Once they're there in the aluminum foil, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of, I can't believe it's not butter, on them, so that way they get that French fry flavor. And on top of that, since these are already added in my macros and in the overall macros, these came in with a little bit of a cheese powder. I'm going to go ahead and drizzle this all on top when they're done and just kind of mix it all together. So we just go ahead and drop them in there. Now we have the potatoes in there. I sprayed a little bit of the butter on there, and now they're good to go. We're just going to let them sit. Now, depending on how you like your burgers, you're going to have to judge when to flip them. Now, I like them semi-medium, well done type of thing. I don't know the different categories, but just, you know, slightly rare, not too well done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait maybe about 2 minutes, 3 minutes on each side, and I'm going to go ahead and flip, and then I'm going to judge by the color and also by the size of the burger, because as you throw the patty on there, the size will diminish. It will start to get smaller, so that'll also be a key indicator on how well cooked the beef is. Now, like I said, right now when I go ahead and flip this bad boy, I'm going to go ahead and spray some pepper and salt on the other side. Now, remember, I did add the Worcestershire sauce, so it's, I don't know how to say it, so I'm just going to say it very quickly. Worcestershire sauce. Now, that has a generally sweet flavor. So, being that it's sweet, I didn't want the burger to be itself too sweet. So that's why I got that different type of mustard with jalapeno, so it can give it that little kick at the end. Now, I only added a serving, so hopefully it's not too strong. So let's see how that tastes out at the very end of the video. But I'm going to go ahead and flip this bad boy in about maybe another couple seconds. So. Alright, first flip. Look at that. It looks good. Now I didn't put salt and pepper on this side, so I'm going to salt babe this thing right now. Here we go. I'm going to grab a pinch of salt. And I'm going to spray it on it. Like that. Like that. Boom! Next, final touch is going to be cooking this pepperoni here. Now this is just final touches. This is optional. You guys don't have to do this. This you do need to do. Add some cheese. Now, like I said, I got fat-free cheese on accident, but nevertheless, the macros are amazing on this thing. 0 fat, 2 carb, 4 protein. So this is going to help hit your protein at the end of the day. Now, like I said, this is optional. Now this, myself, I like to have, when I cook something, I like to make it very flavorful. And when it comes to a burger, I like to make things mixed together. So I'm going to make type of like a pizza thing on top to go on top of the meat patty, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and put the buns on there, and then that'll be that for those. I don't want to make the burger a little bit too complicated. I'm not gonna put a bunch of like vegetables and stuff like that inside because of one reason. We will be having salad, and that's gonna be with the romaine lettuce, and I'm gonna have that aside. So these are gonna be more like sliders. So I'll show you guys what we're gonna do. First step obviously is to turn on the oven. Now what we're going to do is we're basically going to cook these pepperoni slices like the meat. Now why do I want to do that? It's because I want them to have a crunchy flavor, and also that the oil from the pepperoni kind of cook and just kind of spill out, so that way when you put it on your burgers, they taste very, very good. So we're just going to go ahead and cook those a little bit, let them get nice and crispy, and kind of treat it like bacon. Let them get nice and burnt, not burnt, well, you know, well cooked. And then we're going to go ahead and throw these pieces in there once the pepperoni is prepped properly. That's what I meant. So now once the pepperoni is kind of like crispy all around, you have to kind of layer them down so they get cooked evenly. Once that happens, you're going to basically layer the pepperoni with the cheese. The reason you want to do that is because you want the cheese to just melt. You don't want it to cook, you want it to melt over the pepperoni. Once that is completed, then you can proceed and put it on the beef patty. Layer over like such, and just let the heat take over and let it cook nice and evenly. Once you're done, you guys are just gonna layer it over the ground beef. Okay, the potatoes seem to be right about done. So we left them in there maybe give or take 15-20 minutes, and they look nice and golden-y. So what I'm gonna do is basically I'm just going to go ahead and use the same bowl that I did for the meat. I washed it, obviously. Washed it. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw the potatoes in there. I'm going to start to mix them with the cheese product. And then I'm going to Salt Bae the hell out of these freaking potatoes and make them like French fries. Alright, potatoes are nice and shaken with the cheese thing. It's amazing. They taste really good. Now time to Salt Bae the hell out of these potatoes. You know what? I really can't do it with you guys here on the camera, so give me a second. Here we go. Salt Baeing them potatoes, man. Oh my goodness. French fries a la Pablo Gaines. Cheesy. Now to finish this great ensemble of food, yet again, we're gonna need our handy dandy Tupperware. I washed it, I promise. I did. So, what we're going to do is basically get the same bowl, and we're going to empty out this entire thing of romaine lettuce in there. And we're going to use about 2 servings of this Greek yogurt for half of the thing. So technically, if I'm eating it alone, I would only do 2 servings. If somebody's eating it with me, then I'm gonna go ahead and throw on double the amount, right? So that is the last step, and obviously toast your buns, guys. If you don't know to toast your buns when you're making the sliders or burgers, whatever you want to call them, you shouldn't be in the kitchen, guys. So final step, salad, and to go ahead and toast them buns. And then I'll show you guys the final product right now when I'm done doing the hardest step, making the salad. Are you guys ready for the final product? It actually looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It does look a little messy, but guess what? Good food is sometimes messy. And just a little spoiler. The second patty, when I was finished cooking it, kind of fell apart. I think I was too rough on it, and I wasn't really focusing on what I was doing. So I kind of broke it, and it looks all machucado. Got the sliders here, or burgers, whatever you want to call them. This looks burnt, but trust me, it's not. It's the cheese that cooked very well with the pepperoni. If I flip it around, it broke my freaking patty, but there you go. You can see the cheese layer right on top of there. Boom, the bun. Now that's the second one. It's all messed up, so I'm not even gonna lift it. The potatoes with the cheese and a little bit of the salt. Now we have here the 1.5, well, half of the bag basically of romaine lettuce with the Greek yogurt, and all this delicious goodness is going to be topped off with a little bit of organic tomato ketchup. or ketchup for short. I'm gonna pour a little bit on the potatoes and a little bit on the burgers if needed so, and the reason I'm gonna do so is because of this. Because there's not a lot of carbs on there. So, I believe when I typed it in, or when I did, okay, I did all the math and everything because my phone wasn't really working. MyFitnessPal was not collaborating with me, so I decided to do it old school. Write everything out, write all the servings out, so that way you guys can get the most accurate caloric intake of what this, all this, and also the most accurate macros on these. So if I were to do, I believe I decided 2 servings of ketchup, it was only going to be 8 carb. Now I can add more if I want to, but this is the amount that I picked. This entire meal is going to be 34 fat, 107 carb, and 100 protein. Why? Because of the low fat cheese, or no fat cheese, the very, very lean beef that I got, 96 and 4 fat, or something like that. 96 lean, 4 fat, around there. And the pepperoni was relatively lean as well. And then that's basically where most of your protein is going to come from. Now the fat is high because of the pepperonis and because of the beef a little bit. But not only because of that, I added a big serving on the salad of dressing. So that really bumped up my fat. And I did that for a reason, because I did not want to eat a little bit later. It is late tonight, so I did want this to be relatively my last meal. So with that being said, the total caloric value of this entire meal is going to be 1,134 calories. So hopefully you guys enjoy, because this looks amazing. It looks really, really good. Try it out. If you guys come out with some different recipes, go ahead and let me know. And then I will be trying to make a little bit more videos as Chef Pablo Gaines, because in this prep I am doing all the cooking for myself. If I'm not cooking, I'm buying food outside, and sometimes that does get expensive, and it's better to buy food and just prep it here and become creative with it. I love like cooking. That's one of the things that I really, really love to do. It looks black, but don't worry about it. It's gonna be very delicious. I already took like a bite out of the other one. So yeah, I like to become very creative with my food, so that's why I did like the pepperoni and the cheese on top, kind of like a pizza thing on top of the burger, and then the salad to, you know, give it some color, and French fries or potatoes with some cheese and some salt. Now, like I said, I'm going to be trying to make more videos like this, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Give me a thumbs up, and then in addition, this prep is going good, guys. Oh, by the way, a little update. I didn't tell you guys at the beginning of the video because I didn't have time. New low weigh-in, 186.6, and I'm still eating food like this. What? So, basically, it's gonna be my last meal. If you guys want to, that's what I want to say. If you guys want to add a little bit more to this, go ahead and check my other Chef Pablo Gaines video where I made guacamole. Basically, that would be something that you can add to this. You can add it on the side, you can add it on the burgers. I could not do that because obviously avocados have a lot of fat, but if you want to add some more color, some more taste, go ahead and check that recipe out and go ahead and throw it on these burgers. I'm gonna try to make recipes that you can link together and just be creative with it, enjoy it. I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna make some gains, and I will see you guys tomorrow in tomorrow's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It was really just something different that I wanted to do for you guys, so that way you guys are just not looking at, you know, footage from the gym or just me randomly vlogging. I'm gonna be trying to cook a lot, so that way you guys can try out my recipes, make some gains, and shred down with me. Love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I gotta